name is Scott Ho, and I would like to introduce you to Smart Notebook's exporting feature. Sometimes we would like to deliver our content from Smart Notebook to another person who might not have that access to Smart Notebook software. So to make that easier, Smart Notebook has the features of being able to export our files into 4 different formats. We can observe them by clicking on the File menu, and when we click on Export, oops, that's the import. When we click on the Export feature, we see that there's web page, image files, PDF, or PowerPoint. So let's begin by actually exporting this to a web page. I created a folder on my desktop for exporting. So let's go ahead and export this to a web page, and let's see how this actually exports. We'll view this in a few moments. Let's go ahead and repeat that same process, but let's use the other formats. We'll use image files next. I'm going to go ahead and you can see that we can change from a PNG or a JPEG, GIF, or bitmap file depending on what you prefer. I'll leave it as a PNG file, and I'm going to find that folder on my desktop that I called exporting, and we'll put this in that images folder so that we can view that in a moment. Let's take a look at the third exporting option, which would be a PDF file. With a PDF export, you have a variety of options from which you can select. When I have thumbnails chosen here, I can actually have, I could have a full page by clicking there. Thumbnails allows me to change the number of screens I have on each piece of paper. I typically like to have 2, but you could have 4, or you could even have 6 on one sheet of paper. So let's go back to having 2 there, which is large. I could change the orientation of my piece of paper to landscape if I was interested. I don't need that for this one, but it might work out well for some applications. And so what I'm going to go ahead now is I could even just select some pages by clicking down here. I'm fine with these 4 pages, so I'm going to hit save. I need to give this a name. I'm going to put this in my PDF folder. I'm going to call this just test for the sake of our demonstration here today, and then save that as a PDF. And you saw I just did that conversion there very quickly. The final export option is going to be the PowerPoint option. So let's go ahead and export this to a PowerPoint in a PowerPoint folder, and we have exported that there. So let's now take a look and see what these actually look like once they've been exported. Here's the images folder. When I double click on that and actually take a look at what we see, here are the images. You see it made for each screen, it made a nice image of that. It opened up my photo editor because I double clicked on that since it is an image file. But I'm going to go ahead and close that because I don't need to edit these images. And you can see here that the screens are very well preserved. The formatting and graphics are all exactly as they've been created. So that's a nice option if that works for you. PDF, when I open up the PDF folder, we called it test, if you recall. And here's what that document looks like. If you're familiar with Adobe Reader, we can go ahead and click on the different pages to see how those different pages looked. And you recall we made 2 for each sheet of paper. So that seems to work very well. Our next one is PowerPoint. When I open up the converted file, you might notice that there actually have been some changes to some of the formatting that I created. The font is a little different. Some of the lines that I've drawn have been adjusted a little bit. So while PowerPoint works, you might need to do some fine-tuning to get it back into the condition that you wanted it in. So let's go ahead and get rid of that one for now, and let's take a look at our last one, which is the web page. And when we open up this web page, you actually might use, you might need a particular viewer. Notice here we allow blocked content. Yes, I'm sure of that. What we'll see is this is actually using a different viewer that was created by Adobe to read this. And you can see it has this similar type of feel that Smart Notebook had. You can see that we didn't lose any of our formatting. You can go ahead and even go to slide sorter view like we're used to using as well. So these are 4 different ways that we can export our Smart Notebook content to allow people anywhere to access what we have created. Thank you.